He's still Chad Penguin. As we just got done watching Codename Carries Next Door take Game 1 against They Are Here. We will be going into pick and ban soon, but some things that you might want to see change going in here, as we were talking about that in the break, that you might want to see, especially from the side of They Are Here.
Ban Vel'Koz. Ban it.
Yeah, I think the Vel'Koz ban is definitely something. If you don't have a good engage from your jungler or your support,
And there it is. They did ban
and there it is, the Vel'Koz ban right there. But I also think that you need to have both of those players, your two catalyst for your team, on proactive playmakers. The Kayn has to kind of sit back and wait till he can do something. That's not a Lucidus playstyle. The Aurelia, I think someone put it best in chat, playing a top laner without top lane money doesn't feel too much like a top laner.
Yeah. I agree with that.
So not that they're not good at the Aurelia. I just think seeing them on something, maybe prioritizing something like the Alistar here in the early rounds would be really good. As I say it, they lock it in.
Yeah, I expected that to be that way and locked in, but just because Yurmus, it's a good takeaway from Yurmus. He played very well on it last game, and it's going to put new Capiturk on something that's a little bit more supportive and tanky, so that he can get some good engages off with that, without having to try to be the sole carry for his team. Because that's kind of how I feel like the Aurelia pick goes. Is you're essentially saying, I'm going to try to carry this game because you're building damage and you're playing a heavy damage champion. I don't know. I feel like if you're going to try to be the engage for your team, you should, be on like something like more supportive in a way. That's just my opinion.
They dropped the Jhin ban for the Graves and they're able to pick up a very possible potent bottom lane where that Morgana can go mid. We have seen Panic at the top at play that, but Morgana Jhin is a very, very strong lane, as the Tormented Soil can proc the Jhin W and he can land the root off of that. But also the Black Shield almost nullifying everything and anything that Alistar wants to do unless they stand on top of each other. So we're going to see the Alistar Xayah bottom lane as Jirachi is going to keep playing the bird, as the bird is the word for them. And the Maokai again going to be locked in for the side of They Are Here and Garfield Juice in that top lane. What are you expecting to see here? Probably the jungle pick for Codename Carries Next Door, or do you think they'll pick a solo laner?
I could see them going both ways. I think that they should probably pick their jungle here, just because I know that pool is going to start getting pinched probably, if it's left up to that. Although they could just pinch mid with Frank too. No, they do elect for the top laner, because they know the matchups. They don't want to show anything. I think on the side of They Are Here, they're keeping what wasn't necessarily broken with that game, in a way that the Maokai was fine for them, and so was the Xayah. I think that those picks both worked well that game for them, and they just had some unfortunate fights, and they're just changing up what they think needs to be changed.
Yeah. Interesting that the Orianna ban does come out, so they don't want any type of ball delivery system. And the Ahri coming out as well, so they do believe that the Morgana is most likely going to be in the bottom lane, but just in case it, and just in case it isn't flex mid, that they want to take care of the Ahri and the Echo. So double banning Panic at the top hat. I think you'll see the jungler picked up right here, unless there is a priority mid laner to have. Something like a Vygar or a Vladimir for the side of Panic at the top hat, as the Jax pick is coming out for Maye, unless we see some craziness.
Crocodile Jungle, baby.
Yeah, I don't think no Crocodile Dundee today.
Show me that Steve Irwin jungle. Crocodile Hunter. Okay.
I don't think that's happening. No. Malzahar is locked in. I thought it was kind of a interesting omission, but that leads me to believe that the Morgana's going to be mid lane, as the Taliyah is locked in for the side of They Are Here. Elucida playing that in Game 2 when they needed a win against Long Anime Schlongs last week. Performing very well on it. I believe in tandem. No, it was with an Aurelia from New Capiturk, if my recollection serves me correctly. So I'm thinking about a support that could be chosen here with the Jin because that Morgana is going to go mid lane, and there it is, Tarek, right there, a Yoramu special. The Morgana going mid lane.
Yeah, I really like that adaptation there and picking the Tarek. I think that it plays in team fights very well. Also, I'm hearing an echo of myself through you. Uh,
Stream can hear it.
yeah, stream can definitely hear it.
Stream, can y'all hear it? By the way, Blackish Strand, that was you that said it. I noticed you. There you
Notice me,
go.
senpai. Oh yeah, I definitely hear the hear the echo. The
Lil,
lil echo. But yeah, no, these comps are. Yep. Sorry. Had to make sure they knew that the stream was ready. Yeah, though these comps are looking pretty good, pretty spicy. I like the Talia jungle. I think that, like you said, Elucida played very well on it and could definitely pop off because that champion just seems so good in the jungle. Clear speed seems pretty nutty, and ganks, especially after 6 with the wall, are just crazy.
yeah, ganks after 6 with that wall, especially against very immobile laners, except for the Renekton, can be happening anywhere. Also, I'd like to see from the side of they are here, most likely, and I'm not saying that this will happen, but I think a level 2 gank from the Talia in the bot lane would be fairly nice. It's always unexpected. Jin's going to be pushing. You can get a flash pull from the Alistar. Uh, Probably going to be taking a Ignite. And Talia's upfront burst damage is absolutely massive. You do not want to meet her in a river. She has to get the jump on the Jax, though, in this matchup, because if Jax finds her and she's not able to use the seismic shove to get him off, and he has his counter-strike up, she's going to lose that trade. Overall, I think these comps definitely work for the favor of they are here. There is more situational or pseudo engage, as I like to call it, for the side of Codename Carries Next Door. Most of their stuff is off of a skill shot or a long range binding or root, outside of Renekton and Jax just putting their lives on the line to make something happen. On the side of TAH, 3 of the same members with easier engage with the Alistar, who can be just this, meat shield right here, and Talia for even more damage. So they're basically trading out the damage that they had in the bot lane Aurelia support for the Talia jungle, and I think this definitely suits their play style going forward.
Yeah, I like the damage that Talia provides, and I think the champion is just positioned very well. Like you said, ganks after 6 are really good, and her clear speed is pretty solid also. So it just helps her get to that level 6 even quicker. For the side of Carriage Next Door, this is a very similar in strategy comp to the last one. I think they have a bruiser carry slash type top laner. They have a damage oriented jungler that can go in and disrupt, have some CC. They have Uramus on a true support tank. A little bit more team fight oriented, less engage, but he can have some secondary engage with the Tarek stun. And they have a Donvel on a higher damage ADC with Frank on a control mage. I think Morgana falls a little bit more into the burst category, just because she essentially just blows somebody up with her bind into pool. But she has a little bit more team fight utility with the Black Shield and the AoE ultimate. So Carries Next Door going with a very similar comp, even though it's not the same champions. I kind of like that strategy. I think in this meta, just everybody does damage, and I think that, that if they can snowball the game with this comp, they're going to be well positioned. Just because I don't know if the Maokai and the Xayah are going to come online in time to really deal with these things. Oh
Yep.
yeah, I should want to change the overlay.
We are joined by the PMA LCS themselves, who is listening on their drive. Haha, Codename Carries Next Door wins. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Why are we even streaming this when the PMA LCS already knows who wins? Plot armor too thick.
spicy.
So just kind of anecdotal, kind of fun stuff. I've always thought about this version of Codename Carries Next Door. Like this team is very much like old C9. And I mean that in a kind of interesting way. Not necessarily through champion picks, but the way they play. Their shot calling mid laner, hi, Frank, okay. A bot lane that doesn't really ever lane too hard, but they're not dominating it. And then a jungler who is kind of the face of the team and will always gank for the top laner. So I just kind of see them as every time I see Maye go gank for a fall, I just think there goes Meteos ganking for balls again. So just something I thought maybe chat wants to talk about it, something for fun, you know.
Chat, discuss. Give us your hashtags. PMA LCS has already called the winner of the series, but who do you think is going to win the second game, CND or TAH? Chat, are you there?
Yeah, we need to get some hashtags out.
Yeah, come on, chat. We got to get hyped. This is the finals. This is your last opportunity to type something toxic about Chad Penguin in chat. So let's live it up. Live life to the fullest.
Tyler can't be elimination because that's the wrong team that I was talking about. Euromoose in this case is elimination. Plays supporty champions, you know. He plays support. He's on the team that I think C9. And Eric is Zuna. So you can't say that either. Alright, we got one. Chad be the type of dude to talk about himself in third person.
Oh, you got me.
Chad.
You got me. You got Chad. I don't know why Chad would do that. What an idiot. Yikes.
Yeah, Rafals. More like Raballs.
Oh, gosh. All right, stream's going off. We're done here.
You're done here. Jax is a scary pick. Neil the Steel. We are joined by our most improved player in all of High Me Off LCS.
He's been here, dude. Where have you been? He said he's been talking this whole time. Is this a first Renekton appearance in the season? I'm so ready for these spicy finals. Yeah, he's been here, bro.
Yeah, he's been here for 3 minutes. I
see
that.
Oh. Relax. Yeah, but no, right. I like the Jax pick.
OP, that's not even funny.
I don't know. Both of these teams, like I said, just match up so well. It's really hard to pick. I mean, I'm a sucker for the Morgana mid. The formerly known as News Team Assemble Marvel Olympics love to play that champion mid. I just think it's a good champion. And I like Jin. Jin's my boy. So I'm going to go with CND just for those reasons. Not for anything actually significant.
Neil, don't leave. OP, I was laughing at my own self. Guy Fieri is this PML LCS Goes Country stream? I don't understand that. That's not funny.
Is it because you're from Texas and I have a heavy southern drawl? I'm sorry, y'all. All right? I'm sorry about it. Y'all are just going to have to put up with me.
He can't help it. He don't understand.
We're going PML LCS Goes Hickville. All hail, Symphonia. Come brothers, hail.
Brothers, hail. I'm you alpha is going to okay. All right, well, we're done with the spectator. Like, Jesus. Stop. Get Winnel in here. Oh, Lord. No. Anyone having issues connecting to Discord? Obviously, the casters are still in it. Bison, actually, no animals allowed on Discord anymore. It's in their terms and services agreement.
XD. Oh, yikes.
All right, so the Zaya, interestingly enough, going to be going to the Fleet Footwork this game, most likely because Jin is annoying. I also think the comment on the Morgana, more damage if you land that binding, but I think the Airy might have been a little bit better, but that's just me. I thought Talia Jungle was bad. Now, Talia Jungle is not bad. Right now, Talia Jungle is still very strong. It's permabanned
Wait.
in most places.
Whoops. I forgot to, well, we got the teams wrong in the, we're just going to do a little bit of editing here. Hello fails montage. We're just going to do some on the fly.
Fails montage. I haven't seen one of those in 4 weeks.
Whoa. It's almost like someone's preparing for finals or something. I don't know.
Airy is bad.
This overlay looks terrible, but I had to make it in like 2 minutes. So
how is Airy bad? Bud Light isn't booze. You're right, and that's where that sentence should stop. Interestingly enough, though, I think this Jin has to get rolling because as the game goes on, I don't foresee him being able to destroy Garfield Juice, the unkillable tree as we always talk about, if it gets to that point.
Yeah, I had that same problem. We played TAH in the quarterfinals, and I was playing Jin, and Garfield Juice played Maokai, and it got to a point in the game where I couldn't do anything. So, I think that that's where the Renekton and the Jax come in, or the side of CND too, though. I think that they can, help with that. Since Garfield Juice is kind of, well, Garfield Juice and Turk, they're the only tanks on the team. They don't have a tank jungler. I think that they'll be able to handle it, provided they can get some damage onto the priority targets of Jirachi, Simple Phenomenal, Lucida.
Yeah, maybe someone in the chat wants to correct me on this one, but I believe when you're into a tank matchup as the Renekton, you really want to try to go Conqueror instead of press the attack. So that's the only thing, but I think press the attack not necessarily bad. Gonna be really interesting to see where Lucida does go for these early ganks and pressures, as the alleged level 2 gank that I was hoping for did not come out, as Simply Phenomenal is running away on the opposite side, but is going to get some trade damage down going on to the Morgana, but losing in farm and health pots right now.
Yeah, I think the press the attack. I think it could go either way because the press the attack does increase the damage that the target takes. I think he's just going to be looking to abuse a little bit more early. He's not going to have as much of a chance like later into the as the lane progresses. Garfield Juice is going to be able to be a little bit more resilient to the Renekton damage, but I think press the attack is definitely better in the earlier levels. So if he can get a good advantage from that, that's kind of his game plan with that Keystone, I believe.
Yeah, Lucida was spotted out early from the Jacksons. Good warning, as they do get the scuttle on the top side of the map, but it looks like Lucida may be trying to go for a gank here in the top lane, as Rafal will be the victim. Oh, the long to the Q right there. Oh, flash coming out from Rafal right there. Man, you had to think maybe if Lucida would have led with the Q and maybe flashed afterwards, he could have gotten that kill right there, but nonetheless, a summoner burn for literally nothing.
Yeah.
Very good gank right there for the side of They Are Here.
Yeah, and he's staying. He didn't back. He's very low. Garfield Juice is out of mana, but Lucida is up here, so they could look to make something happen. But I think that Lucida's gonna back. And we see gank bot lane now. No, we don't.
Maye realizing the problems that most Jax players who play Jax jungle realize. Oh, I have to be very, very close to make anything happen. Or you have to have a lane that has CC, which all the lanes do have CC, and he can go to any of them, as Garfield Juice elects to use the teleport in the top lane. When it's kind of stagnant, it is pushing towards him, but very slowly, as Rafal is trying to do a slow push right here.
He's definitely looking to pressure because Renekton does have the advantage earlier in the levels, but I feel like not backing has kind of hurt him a little bit. I don't know what let's see what gold he's sitting on. However I do that.
X.
Chat. X. Thank you. Yeah, he's got 1,500 gold, enough for a Tiamat if he wants to go for that, or a Phage, depending on if he wants to get the Tiamat or the Black Cleaver first. Renekton's usually like those items. So I feel like he should get this wave to reset and then back and have item advantage over Garfield Juice, because Garfield Juice is already backed. He's just got a Ruby Crystal. But I feel like the longer he sits here with no items and tries to damage this Maokai, he's just going to be getting behind, I guess, in a sense. He's up in CS, but the Maokai's going to outscale him.
Yeah, it will outscale him, and he does need to find a way to take advantage of this early game, as there is a little bit of exchange right there. This is probably going to be where Rafal does back and burn the TP, unless he just wants to try to push out this cannon wave. Although Elucida is making his way up to the flashless top laner right here, who still hasn't backed. I don't think that the item disadvantage is anything. I think it's pretty negligible at this moment, but looking at the side of Codename Carries Next Door, they're trying to get a bunch of deep vision into the side of They Are Here's jungle right now. As Elucida is just going to be on the Gromp and it's about to hit level 5, and does. But in the bot lane, very actually from both sides. Both looking at most likely going the Storm Razor build, as Rafal does jump over Elucida right there and doesn't have the flash to follow up for the kill, but does turn this 2v1 around on its head as Elucida missed the W, did not get the Unraveled Earthbound to provide any more damage, I believe, on Rafal, and Garfield Juice having no mana, and First Blood coming over to the side of Codename Carries Next Door from a nice roam from the jungle duo of Maye and Panic at the top hat, and Rafal even gets an assist on that one.
Yeah, they came just in time for him to get the assist. So imagine if he had a Tiamat there or a Phage. He actually would have probably killed Elucida. That would be crazy.
Yeah, I do agree with that he probably could have killed at that point, but also now he is going to have around 2,000 gold when he backs now for the first time. And that's going to be absolutely amazing. That he was able to do that without any items, obviously, is really good for him for not having to do anything. Burned a flash, and the TP being burned from Garfield Juice is going to put him around 15 CS behind.
Yeah, so Rafal just getting a huge lead up there. And First Blood going over to Jax is definitely nothing to scoff at either. Jax definitely scales well. Jax is really good, actually, and pretty well in all parts of the game right now. He definitely scales, but he can definitely apply some good early damage too, especially post 6. Just with that passive from his ultimate. So I think that getting this Jax going is only going to benefit CND. Because he doesn't really fall off at any point in the game. You could argue maybe he's the weakest in the very early levels, but even then, just the Counter-Strike is such a strong ability that he doesn't really seem too weak in that part either.
Yeah, I think the only thing is the Jax usually just kind of gets kited out, but when you're talking about having a Black Shield and it's like talking about Black Shield's nice flash coming out from Garfield just to miss the Dark Binding. Good job flashing before the CC lands by him.
Yes.
As I don't know if there's ever any early communication. I'm not looking at the map to see if there is any pings from the side of They Are Here, but it seems like Panic at the top has just had free roam and is now the second jungler on this team. As Elucida has hit level 6. 6 is across the board coming out for everyone except for New Captain Turk at this moment.
Yeah, that is one thing that I really do like about the Morgana mid, is just the ease of her pushing in the wave and then being able to roam with her CC abilities. Malzahar pushes in the wave pretty well, but Malzahar had just backed, and so that was a perfect opportunity for Morgana to push the wave. As Frank is getting ganked here.
Did a flash right there on the Panic of the top hat, and Maya's going to jump in as well. Flash coming up from New Captain Turk. Going to get this kill as well, and it's going to be 2 kills on the side for They Are Here as Morgana was face checking a bush that was inhabited by 3 They Are Here members, and Maya trying to do what he could to save, but that's going to be 2 kills going on over, 1 to the jungler and 1 to the mid laner as They Are Here now take a 100 gold lead as they are looking to force down the mid tower for the first tower of the game.
And Renekton is roaming down here. If they don't get it on this wave, they could definitely be collapsed on here by CND.
Silence comes out from Rafal. Rafal having the lead, so they will save the mid lane turret for now. That Morgana is back. Her TP was not up, so she couldn't rejoin the fight. As the binding does come out and misses wide to the right. Rafal having enough pressure right there to just do what he pleases. It looks like Codename Carries Next Door is going to be looking for this air drake right here, as we may have our first 5v5 fight. Garfield Juice does have a ward that he can TP to. He does have TP as well, but I don't know if he's going to be using it right now.
It looks like he's just running down here. And I think they're just going to give this Drake up. They're not really in position. Oh no, they're going to go.
Garfield Juice teleporting only 2 things away. The Cosmic Radiance comes out. They get a bunch of damage. Elucida does drop to the Rafal right there as the Jin's trying to snipe on the backside. Garfield Juice getting slow, but does get rooted. Panic at the top hat does take down New Capaturk as Rafal is chasing Garfield Juice right here. Going to eventually land the stun right there and probably pick up the kill onto Garfield Juice as Rafal does pick it up right there. And a nice 3-for-0 trade and the Drake, and most likely this first tower.
Yeah, overall good team play from CND there.
Oh, nice route onto the side by Rafal. Gives up his own life for Jirachi, but they're going to secure the mid lane tower as well. Give that kill over to a Donvel on the Jin. The shutdown goal does go over to Elucida, but overall a nice 4-for-1 trade on the side of Codename Carries Next Door, who have a 2,000 gold lead now.
Yeah,
and the fighting just won't stop.
Yeah, TAH is looking to push the mid turret here and potentially get something back. They did lose the air drake, but they're going to look at equalize, and they do equalize that mid tower. So overall, things pretty even.
There are 4 pink wards on the side of Codename Carries Next Door, all within the river right, exactly where everyone is. As there is a TP coming out from the Morgana.
And the Renekton.
And the Renekton jumping in. Like I said, the fighting just won't stop. Nice Black Shield, although you can't Black Shield all the damage as Rafal jumps in. And Euromoose, they try to do this without the rest of their team fighting over this Rift Herald. The TP users and Euromoose going without the rest of their team, who was backing. Unfortunately, they give over 2 kills. Maya's back is going to be stopped by Elucida, and the Rift Herald goes over to the side of They Are Here, who have almost equalized that gold lead, now back down to 500 as they do have Rift Herald and are looking to pressure this top lane turret.
Yeah, that was a pretty questionable fight for CND to try to take. They didn't really have all their members there, and as you see, Maya just getting soloed out by the Talia. They're looking to Rift Herald and get potentially 2 towers here. I think CND can potentially defend this. Not if Morgana dies.
Yep, Morgana gonna get, it does get the ult off. Panic at the top head does go down. Rafal has enough right there, but the Jin doing so much damage. Oh, but the spell shield from Simply Phenomenal, not even to be able to take any damage from that. But it doesn't look like this Rift Herald's actually gonna get much use out of it. They're just gonna get 1 kill with blinking health bars on the side of They Are Here. They will retreat and reset on the map, taking their 800 gold lead, as Shelly did die in the top lane before ever getting to the tier 2.
Yeah, this game is actually going pretty similarly overall to the last game. Very, very even in gold. CND getting the early dragon. They didn't get the Rift Herald though, which is something that TAH took from them. And I think there have been a little bit of miscommunication or kind of weird plays from CND that have kind of contributed to that. With like Maya going in after Frank died in the mid lane to that 3-man gank. And then kind of like then the team trying to contest that Rift Herald with only 2 people and just kind of being out of sync. So definitely some weird things happening comms wise for CND, but still in the game by all means. And definitely some good play out of TAH, taking these early objectives, not letting CND out pressure them, just pressuring the map in which ways they can. Like they're pressuring bot now, but Maya's ganking.
Yep. Maya gonna gank onto Jirachi and Nukapatur. Gonna get stunned up as well. The Talia wall is gonna be coming out as Maya and Nukapatur gonna pick up that and the double buff. Says there was enough damage coming out onto Jirachi, but it's not enough follow-up engage as the Donwell has to stay as a distance right there. Oh, but Panic at the top hat goes, and he's gonna get bursted out one more time. Yuramu's gonna get stunned up right there and gonna get just absolutely demolished by this mid lane jungle duo. Elucida now a part of all 10 kills, 100% kill participation for this superstar jungler right here, who we really wanted to see some plays out of, and we thought we would see it when they locked in the Talia, and it's shown up so far in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, Frank sitting on a ward there didn't exactly know he was spotted and just got pretty heavily baited out by the side of TAH. And yeah, they're trying to pull away with this one. They something that they didn't do last game. They let CND kind of back in the game, and then CND took a Baron and ended up winning. But this game is a lot closer, and they're actually doing a better job of snowballing their advantage and looking to pressure these outer turrets. They've got all three of them down now. I assume they're going to be looking to get some vision here around Dragon and further get some more neutral objectives and look to pressure the inner towers next.
Yeah, a little bit of supportive combat going on. They're fighting over for vision right now. As the Infernal Drake is going to be up in the next 10 seconds. I think both teams really want this. If you're the side of they are here, you definitely want this so that you can expand your 3,000 gold lead that you have right now. But if you are the side of Codename Carries Next Door, not only do you want to take it away from them and kind of get back on track, but Jhin is one of the best users of that. As a flash does come out from both junglers, but the Cosmic Radiance is used very reactively and is going to be down for the rest of this fight, which does not bode well for the side of Codename Carries Next Door. As Rafal is going to go down to Simply Phenomenal right there, getting that last hit right there. Nukapatur stunning up the mid laner right there as Garfield's used, and Jirachi go on top of Panic at the top head as there is a 2-for-0. Both solo laners dying, and it looks like the Infernal Drake is going to be theirs for the taking as they are huge.
Yeah, and that's one of the downsides of not having a true tank, is that you just get popped if you get behind, and that's kind of the situation that Rafal is in right now. He's just trying to front line as best as he can, but this Talia and Zaya and Malzahar damage is just too much.
Really, really nice coming up so that he gets a two-man seismic shove right there. Nukapatur going in with the headbutt pulverized, and the Malzahar ultimate coming down on top of a Donveld, getting 2 kills and a tower right here at 18 minutes, ballooning this game wide open and their gold lead as well, almost to a 6,000 gold lead here at 18 minutes.
Yeah, and this game, like you said, just wide open for TAH, and Hansu Elucida being a part of all of the kills still. 7 kills, 7 assists, 14 kills in the game. Very, very nicely played by him. And if they can keep this up, they're definitely going to take this game away, because it's kind of snowballing out of control for CND. I think that they need to look to slow the game down, like someone mentioned in chat, and take picks when they can with their Morgana bind in the Jhin route, and kind of let their Morgana scale up a little bit, let their Renekton get an item done, let this Jax come online and look to take it more in the later game, but they're not going to win straight 5v5s right now. They need to catch TAH in rotation if they can, get some solid vision and potentially look to get back in the game that way.
Yeah, and I think that's the unfortunate thing when you draft yourself into a comp like this, like you said, with no clear tank, with pseudo tankiness, with more of a pick composition, with the Morgana, the Jhin, the Taric. You have to play around vision, and hopefully you want to get a kill onto Elucida or Simply Phenomenal, because they're the two that are really making the things happen for they are here right now. If you can find a pick around that, that would be great. Baron will be coming up in 20 seconds, excuse me, at the 20-minute mark. But um, this Talia pick, as someone asked earlier, is a strong pick. I thought it wasn't strong. No, it's definitely strong, especially in the hands of a great jungler like Elucida. Hey, Elucida, big fan. How do I become a jungler?
A finals jungler like him.
Yeah, I mean, I was one last place. That's the point. I mean, not me, but Minbang was. Um,
Excellent.
and just the fact that there is, I think we talked about this earlier with like the Jhin and how his trouble is that he's not gonna be able to kill through a tank. Elucida doesn't have that problem. With the Talia doesn't really do very well with tanks because Uramus is you're gone. Back to the fountain as Maya fall do get knocked up as a double kill does come out for the side of Jirachi, and it's going to be a clean ace, a triple kill. Oh baby, a triple comes out for the side of they are at the Baron right now and going to look to take this 21 minutes.
Yeah, just a questionable focus there from CND. They kind of used everything on the Alistair. Even Jack's like Counter-Strike jumped in right onto Alistair, and with Jirachi standing right there, I don't know. I don't know what. We have a pause here because PMALCS pauses.
New Capitur disconnected. I was wondering why he was just standing over to the side and not tanking during Baron, but luckily for his team, it wasn't during the fight. So as we'll figure out what's going. Tyler has to fix something with his computer. He quit the game. Rage quit from the Alistar.
Rage.
There he loses.
Ultimate
17
rage.
banned.
Ultimate rage.
Yeah. No, it's just, yeah, Elucida doesn't have to worry about anyone being tanky. He has upfront damage. He has the double pin items with the Sork shoes and the Morello Namicon. You know, not really needing it for any of the healing that can happen, maybe the Spell Vamp or Renekton or the Taric shields, but they're most likely going to be looking to go into maybe a Rylai's for more slow and catch potential. PMA LCS says that Tyler is AFK. Can Geo sub? Kappa face. Geo cannot sub because that was not approved by the mod team of They Are Here, which they have a separate mod team. But looking at the state of the game right now, after the Baron is taken, it is almost it is over a 9,000 gold lead, almost a 9,500 gold lead. Maybe if you're the side of Codename Carries next door, in my opinion, this game is pretty much over because the later this game goes, the worse it gets for you. Jhin scales fairly well. Morgana hits like a truck if she can land her Q. But that's about it. Rafal does not scale well on Maya can split push, but he can be answered by Garfield Juice. And Euromoose is unfortunately a Taric at this moment against some heavy engage. Taric ultimate so reactively as we've seen it previously in the past couple of minutes. So if you're Codename Carriers next door and you're looking at ways to address the draft phase, maybe, or what went wrong this game, what would you be looking at?
I would look to get maybe Rich off of the Xayah. I think it's doing well for them, and I think that you have to ban this Talia. They banned it game 1, and then they did it game 2, and it's coming back to bite them. I think that taking them off of those champions, you're not going to be able to get Garfield Juice off of a tank. So I think letting him have Maokai and just understanding that you're going to play against Maokai is something that you do. And maybe even get Simply off of that's a lot of bans to use, but maybe even get Simply off of Malzahar. They will have blue side for game 3, so they can first pick the Alistair like they did in game 1. But yeah, I think that getting these guys, getting them off of their comfort picks is something that they should look to do, because that's kind of what's been biting them this game.
Yeah, I kind of want to see more priority on your solo laner picks for the side of they are for Codename Carries Next Door. Obviously, the Morgana was the first pick, but I don't think it was known that they were going to use it until they saw the Malzahar lock in. It's been a common counter throughout PMA LCS. Um, I would have rather have seen an Ari lock in instead of the Renekton lock in, maybe. Or maybe if you wanted to still lock in your top laner right there, the likes of an Ornn, something that we know Rafal has played quite a bit of, or the Malphite that was banned. Both were banned out in this game, I believe, to give not only Codename Carries Next Door some form of engage, but to give them one, a tank, and probably a better matchup in the top lane, even though we did see Rafal play very well in the early game. It's just, if you're not snowballing with this pick by this point in the game, it's quite unfortunate, as I have to go real quick. I know he just reconnected, but you can take over for a short, hot second.
Okay. Yeah, so we're going to be looking to get back, hopefully get this game back started with New Capiturk being reconnected. But yeah, this game looks to be pretty well in the hands of TAH. I don't know how they really lose this. I mean, they certainly could, I suppose. They could find a way potentially, but I think that they're pretty firm in the driver's seat for this game. If by some grace of Bung they can come back, that CND can come back, it will be by the true grace of Bung and through the scaling of Jax only in the jungle. Not memeing. I think that there's good damage in the late game from Morgana and Jax, but I think that I think that this game is going to be hard for TH to lose, as we are going to get back into the game, and they're going to look to push with this Baron. I think that they have to. They're going to reset. They're going to probably run it straight down mid, and look to close this game out. So yeah, I think that they should probably look to get Hansu back off of this Talia, get Elucida onto something he's a little bit less comfortable on, and hopefully get a little bit better draft for themselves game 3. Hopefully our Lord and Savior Mimbung comes back very, very soon so that he can grace me with his casting presence. I will not be all alone. Chat, you know what to do. Blessed be to the Mimbung. Bless up. Can we get a hashtag blessed in the chat for all of those who follow our Lord and Savior Mimbung? XD. Kappa 123. I'm just sitting here memeing while TAH looks to push the bottom lane with their Baron buff, and CND is going to look to probably last stand here at this inhibitor. They have to fight under a tower. They've got a wave in the top lane, pushing for TAH as well. So someone's going to have to answer that. TAH takes the inhib, and I guess they're going to rotate to mid. There's not a neutral objective to back off and take. Dragon's up in 41, and that's a Cloud Drake. So
yeah, well, you know, if it was General Dill, he would stop the game for 30 seconds to make sure that got taken down. But as you said, they will rotate into the top lane to try to force down this tower right here. Codename Carries Next Door probably needs to make a stand right here if they want to try to save this game. But I just don't know if they have the gold to even contest.
Yeah, the TH is going to close this out. They're going to get this inhib. By that time, they're going to have supers in the bottom lane for CND, and they're just going to rotate back around, and now they're going to go get the wave mid and push that in. They're taking this very, very slow. They don't want to throw. They're not Popo. They definitely want to close this out and make it as clean as possible. Give themselves some good momentum going into game 3. Someone in chat says sometimes poop comes out when I fart, and that is excellent. Your body is working correctly. Never trust a fart. Never trust a fart.
And there's actually no segue I can make into that except for maybe some people feel like they played like poop this game.
XD.
But it wasn't just a fart. It was actually poop. But as now 12,000 gold lead for the side of They Are Here. As it looks like they're just going to look to reset and then reset and escort all of these double waves of super minions into the base of Codename Carries next door, who are going to have their hands full trying to take care of all these minions.
Yeah, this is a nightmare. And they don't really have a ton of wave clear either. They have the Morgana pool, but that's pretty much it. Jen's pretty poor at wave clearing. So they're gonna have. I mean, if they want to defend, they're going to have to catch the minions way out of the base. And once TAH starts walking them in, it's going to be really hard to actually come back in this one.
Yeah.
Morgana Pool does put in some work on the minions, but it's not exactly your premier wave. It's not like a Xerath or an Anivia or something where you just clear waves super quickly.
Yeah, and you know what? I just want to point out something. It's 25 and a half minutes of the game. And the jungler is still taking his own buff. That's what makes a great jungler right there. Just letting y'all know. If y'all want to know how to be a great jungler, when you're carrying and you've been a part of 100% of your team's kills, still at 25 minutes, you take that blue buff. That your mid laner question mark pings you, you just give him a good old thumbs up emoji. And then that's it.
Nice.
It looks like we're going to be focusing down these towers right here. Oh, Luthra tries for a nice flashy play. Does get a lot of damage off as the Cosmic Radius does come out, but they do lose one tower for that. So an ult for a flash, but across these towers are not long for this world to copy one for Rivington. Nature's Grass comes out, Elucidus Wall comes out as well. The Curtain Call comes down. Rafal's gonna go down, the tower goes down, Panic at the top hat going to get out with the Shrivel, Shrivel.
Bubble, so TH win!
Yep. Elucidus still finishing the game with 100% kill participation, only matched by that of Rafal on Codename Carries Next Door. My goodness.
Yeah. So keep this game in mind when you're thinking about your series MVP. Think about it. Keep game 1 in mind for potential MVPs from there. We don't know who wins the series. PMA LCS said it was CND, but if TAH have anything to say about it, they say, "No siree, Bob. We're gonna take this series, dadgummit. Take it right back to Hickville." Yeah,
Right,
you like that segue?
Where is the Discord option? Use meet on server. Cool. So as it is right now, that is going to be it for Game 2 in our best of 5 series of the Find Me Off at LCS Finals. We will come back here with Game 3. Don't you touch that Twitch browser.